sometimes I be getting little mini revelations, and I think they be just for me, but also I think they be to help y'all. So just got a little in my head. Um, it was honestly a combination of me and one of my besties. We were talking about it this morning. So, you know what's so ironic is the enemy will put you in a position to where you believe his lies. And instead of you getting mad at him, you'll get mad at yourself. And then that makes you more mad. And then you're sitting there condemning yourself or beating yourself up or even just being frustrated, just being angry. And you're just like, what the heck, God? And God's literally like, you're human. I planned for this. And that's why you keep returning back to me. That's why you keep coming back to me. That's why you keep talking to me. Come to me when you feel those feelings. Come to me when you're upset, when you're confused, when you're overwhelmed, when you are getting deceived by the enemy, because we can work together. And you're not taught to go to prayer in the way that it's been designed, it can feel like it's ineffective. I grew up in a lot of traditionalism and kind of like following the 1, 2, 3 steps of being a Christian. And if you didn't follow the 1, 2, 3 steps, or if you were following the 1, 2, 3 steps and it wasn't working, you felt like something was wrong with you. Ironically, that's what the enemy wants you to think, right? The enemy sets up this traditionalist religious spirit in people to confine them, to restrict them from the real relationship with God that they can have, that would utterly obliterate everything that's trying to come against them. And I feel like for me, I literally, my pastor just prayed over me a breaker anointing. I am literally breaking down mindsets and mind restrictions that have been on my family for generations. And it seems and feels so hard in the moment because it makes me mad at myself for not automatically getting it. And it shuts down the voice of the enemy and it restores that joy. Because I was just feeling some type of way this morning, like, God, I didn't have a good night's sleep. Like, I was trying to get it together. I thought you wanted me to, clean up and organize things, and it didn't go the way I planned, and it's not turning out the way I want to. What the heck? And just getting frustrated and getting frustrated at myself and being like, well, if I didn't mess up here, and if I didn't mess up there, and if I didn't mess up there, well, I would be in a better place right now. And da-da-da-da-da-da. And missing the whole fact that at any given time in that situation, I could have just sat still and just let my feelings out and been like, God, look, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm mad at myself for the lies I believed. I'm mad at myself for falling for Satan's trick. And I know this is not the life you have for me. Like, come to me because we can work together to stop that, to break it down. You come to me in prayer, and prayer doesn't always mean sitting on your knees going, da, 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 da. Like, that's not the only way of prayer. Prayer is really just communicating with God. So if that's you taking a walk outside, if that's you talking to him while you're washing the dishes, I know for me, my car used to be my sanctuary. So me and God would be wrapping it up all the time in the car. I'd be listening to Christian podcasts in the car. I'd be listening to different Christian books in the car. I'd be reading the Bible and then by myself, and then watching YouTube videos by myself, and then talking to God out loud. Like, prayer is just communicating with God. The point is, when you're running back to him every time these things happen, instead of being continuously bombarded with all these negative thoughts, because once you open the door for negative thoughts, they just kind of come in. You go to God and he reveals. But this is where the grace of God comes in. God knew from the beginning that we wouldn't understand everything, that we wouldn't always get everything, that we wouldn't always know the right answer off the bat, or even trust our spirit when we feel things to be the right answer. That's why we have the assembly. That's why we have the church. Yes, you can find God on your own, and that's true. You can have a relationship with God one-on-one. That's the most important thing. But you do need other people to hold you up, hold you accountable, build you up, speak faith into you, pray with you, even check you with your bad ideations or thoughts, ideas, suggestions that come from the enemy. It breaks all that down, because literally I'm sitting here and I'm like, talking with one of my best friends, and it's like, bro, take that frustration to prayer. You will be able to see the breakthrough in prayer. I have to be in God's face every day with my frustrations, with my feelings, good, bad, and ugly, grace, in order to get out of this. I'm encouraging you like I'm encouraging myself. The only way we're going to get to that promise that I feel like sometimes you can even taste, like you feel it in your spirit, you see it in visions and dreams in your mind, and you can almost taste it, but it just feels like there's a blockage there. That is the prayer wall. You have to bust through that wall with prayer. You have to bust through that wall with continuous fervent prayer, and that will build up your faith, because then God will continue to reveal it in dreams, thoughts, ideas, suggestions, even show things and line things up in your natural that will encourage you to understand that that prayer, that you taking your real feelings and frustrations to God, that you taking your real the real thoughts you're being fought with on a daily basis to God, and Him being able to debunk those things, being able to encourage you, being able to comfort you, is going to alleviate the stress, take the weight off of you, so that you can see with true eyes and an ear to hear and a heart to receive what God is telling you.